This is dictation at 200 words per minute.
I'm the counsel for the plaintiff, Mr. Ring.
I'm the witness.
I am the court.
Counsel for the defense, Mr. Heckman. For the record, what happened after he indicated he wanted to consult with a colleague about the watch?
I believe I took the watch back and put it back in the box and closed the box. Put the box in the brown paper bag.
At that point, did you have the bag with the box in your hand?
I think it still was on the table there in this room.
Well, don't guess. You sound like you are guessing.
I recall...
If you recall, Mr. Schulten, answer that. But if you don't recall, don't guess. When you say you thought it was there, it may have been there. You are speculating now. If you don't recall, just say you don't recall. His question was specifically at that time. I assume he is talking about at the time you were outside and saw Mr. Williams in custody. Did you have the bag with the box in your hand?
No, I didn't.
All right.
Where was it?
I don't know.
So your testimony is that you lost track of this $7,000 watch?
No, I didn't lose track.
That is argumentative. The question has been asked and answered.
As that question is phrased, that is well taken.
I am not sure.
That is sustained. Don't answer that. He will ask another question.
You just testified that when you were out in the hall, you saw the other police officers presumably detaining Tim Williams. You don't remember where the watch was at that point?
Objection. It's been asked and answered.
That is overruled. I will allow it. Do you know where the watch was?
Where the watch was, I don't know, no. I remember that I had physically the paper bag with the box. I got the bag in the hospital. I cannot recall whether I went into this exam room and I took it and closed it and, but I got the watch.
Listen to the question now. The question was, saw the watch, not the paper bag or the box. If you listen closely to the question and find out exactly what he is asking you, that may expedite matters. Otherwise, we are going to have a lot of objections and rulings. The question is, when, if ever, did you see the watch?
The next time I clearly remember having the watch again was at the police department when I opened the watch for the serial number.
All right.
That's the next time you saw the watch itself. Do you remember what the next time following, let me rephrase it, following your being in the corridor, when is the next time you remember seeing the box and the bag?
Objection, Your Honor, under 352. This is becoming time-consuming and irrelevant.
Well, that is overruled. I will allow it.
I think I had the box all the time in my possession. I had the brown paper bag with the box in my possession.
The whole time you had it in your possession when you left and when you came to this building?
When I drove to the police department, I had the box with the brown paper bag in my possession, yes.
So if I understand your testimony correctly, there were two brief occasions when the person you knew as Tim Williams examined the watch. One in the lounge on the lobby floor and again in the small room on the hospital floor?
That's correct.
And on both occasions, once he had examined the item, it was returned to you?
In the first incident, I know for a fact that it was returned to me in the first room. In the second incident, I do not remember what happened to the watch, whether it was put back in the box. I could not recall that.
You just told us a moment ago.
Please let him finish his answer.
I cannot, again, because of the unusual situation I was in. I was nervous myself, and I cannot recall whether, I just remember that he inspected the watch the second time.
Do you recall what happened to it or not?
No, I don't.
You just told us, Mr. Schulten, that the box and the bag were in your possession the entire time.
That's correct.
You are saying you remember the box and the bag never being out of your possession?
That's correct.
But there is some period of time that you don't know whether the watch was in or out of the box.
That's correct.
Again, Your Honor, objection. It is becoming cumulative.
That is overruled.
I will try one more question.
I have overruled. You just won that one.
I have nothing further.
Anything further, Mr. Ring?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, you are excused then. We are going to take a 10-minute recess. We are back on the record. This is the continuing hearing in the case of the People versus Jaramillo. The record should reflect the defendant is present. Both counsel are present. Call your next witness.
People call Lee Griffin, Griffin, who is on the witness stand. On August the 4th of this year, a couple of weeks ago, where were you working?
I was a volunteer at the information desk at Ralph K. Davies Hospital.
Sometime that day in the late morning hours, do you recall meeting or somebody coming in identifying himself as Dr. Tim Williams?
I am not absolutely certain of the name. It is probably right. As I remember, it is Williams.
Now, is the person that identified himself as Dr. Williams present in court today?
I believe so.
Could you point him out and just describe what he is wearing?
This gentleman here,
Describe what he is wearing just from the waist up.
the red outfit.
May the record reflect the witness has identified the defendant.
It will.
What were the circumstances of the contact with this man?
Well, he walked up to me and he introduced himself and he said he was Dr. Tim Williams.
All right, good.
That's going to be one of those free samples.
Yeah.